What's going on, guys? Look, I wanted to kind of give a little bit of quick update on how things have been going with the business, and you know, a couple of the hiccups that I've had in the last couple of weeks have been absolutely major. And the scary thing, one of the scariest things that could happen to me happened a couple weeks ago. Finally got it resolved, finally, but we're gonna talk about it right here. So it hasn't even been a year yet since I bought my professional heat press from Stahl's. I bought the Fusion IQ from Stahl's. Now, if you know what the Fusion IQ is, it's probably one of their best top-selling heat presses. It's a really, really nice, solidly built press. It's heavy as shit, and costs about $2,500. Now, when I first started my business, my t-shirt business, I started off with an Amazon Tussie 15 by 15 heat press, and I still have it. I had to break that bad boy out when the issues came up with my new machine. So I was knocking out orders. I had a really big order. Oh, it was a really big orders. There was a lot of orders. And to me, it's a lot because I do more than just shirts. So sometimes when I find myself having a lot of shirt orders, it kind of sucks in a way. It's a good suck, but it kind of sucks in a way because now I have to really figure out how I'm going to balance my time between cutting out and fulfilling orders with my laser cutter, right? Managing and seeing what I'm doing with my online sales only, and then having to do my hands-on with my shirts, like I said, and my laser cutter. So it can be a lot going on at one time. So at this particular time, I was running my laser cutter. I was finishing up, I think I had about 20 orders on that I had to fulfill, that I had to finish cutting and engraving on my laser cutter. And then I had like 12 shirts, which some people are like, 12, that's not a lot at all, 12 shirts. Well, it is a lot to me. It's a lot to me when you have a bunch of different things going on at the same time. When you're having to break your focus to fulfill jobs some other way, you have to break focus, and that's what I'm basically saying. Switching your focus from one thing to the other thing, it sucks. So I was trying to do that. I had like 12 shirts to do. I'm knocking them out one by one, listening to my music, got everything going, and then all of a sudden, boom, the heat press power went out. I was like, that's fucking weird. Why did it do that? Plugged back in, tried to figure out what was going on, plugged back in, came on again. Then what happened? Then I turn back on, it's heating up. I go put a shirt on the platen, don't think nothing of it, like, oh, something weird just happened or something. Put a shirt on there and get ready to press. As soon as I get down to go to press, boom, power goes out again. So now I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So now I'm starting to narrow it down and realize that every time I press the clamp down, it cuts the power and it trips the breaker. And so I was trying to figure out what the hell is going on with this thing. I'm thinking my breaker's bad. All right, I'm thinking my breaker's bad. This sucks. What's going on? I'm going through the testing, so I get on the phone, obviously, with Hotronix ASAP. Great thing is that they have 24-hour support, and so I called them, asked them, what do you think I should do? They basically had me tear the machine down. Long story short, I had to tear the machine down over the phone, using their guidelines, to test the machine with the multimeter to see what parts are probably bad, which ones aren't. And the first round, they got me parts out in about 2 days, and I had to change out every single electrical component inside that machine by myself. Now, the only other alternative was for them to arrange pickup of the machine to be sent back to them. They would do the work and send it back for the warranty. My only thing is that I didn't want to go through that whole ordeal if it was going to save on time, because I needed to get running right away. So first part came through. I was able to do all of the wiring. It took me probably about 2 to 3 hours, because you really have to like count your pieces. Everything that you take off, you have to basically account for it, remember how you put it in, because even though you have the manual or whatever that they give you to change these things out, you still got to be, you got to be paying attention on what you're doing. So I did that. Boom, guess what? Nothing worked. Nothing happened. So now I'm really pissed. And this is like going over almost 2 weeks time. I'm like, who do I need to talk to? Because this shit isn't working and I need a heat press now. So they get me on the phone with the, I guess with the warranty manager or whatever. So he's telling me, okay, hey, try to get me on, what is that? Apple, whatever, the FaceTime or whatever. Did that. He's walking me through, showing me which parts of the thing that I need to check it for again. And basically what happened was the actual heater, the actual heat plate, the heater, with all the electrical, that has its own separate electrical that goes in on that heater plate, the one that gets hot so you can press shit. Yeah, well, it turned out the heater went out. And I swear to God, I hope I'm not jinxing myself, because it's been working ever since I fixed it. It took 2 weeks. And it's like, I don't want to say anything bad about it because I don't want it to happen again. But I'm saying this to say, I'm saying this to tell you guys that they sent me out another heat plate. I got that on. And mind you, when they send me out the heat plate, this is probably the 4th or 5th time that I've had to take this thing all the way apart again. And so I get the heat plate. I'm already pissed off. My hands, my knuckles were like all cut up and stuff. Like you can see my knuckles all cut up and shit, because I was big ass mitts trying to figure out how to unscrew these little ass bolts and do all these things, man. It was insane. I switched the heat plate out. Guess what? It works, right? But now when I go to lock the press up in the up position, it's supposed to lock so you can do whatever you're doing with the tray or whatever and pull shirts out. It's supposed to lock in the upright position. It wasn't locking. So I was like, what the hell is going on with this thing? So now I'm pissed. So to see if it was something that I did, I take the plate back off. I put the old plate back on because I knew that it worked with that one on there. Put the old plate back on, and guess what? It stays up. It stays locked in the locked position. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I call the guy back again. I'm like, hey, the thing is not staying locked in the upright position. It's working, but now I can't really use it because it just keeps falling down every time I take my hand off of it. So then he tells me, hey, I know it's gonna suck. This is probably gonna be your 5th or your 6th or 7th time doing it, but you're gonna have to take everything back off again, turn the heater plate completely around, and reinstall because you installed it backwards. I was like, what? I was so mad, dude. I was so mad. I was so pissed that I didn't even touch it that day. I was like, I'm not fucking touching this thing again today. Eventually I had to, because obviously I had orders piling up, and the designs, the size of my designs now just aren't adequate. A lot of them, I'd say like 70%, 60 to 70% of my designs do not fit on a 15 by 15 entirely. And so that 16 by 20 is a godsend. And so yeah, I had to make it happen. I had to get it working. I finally got it to work. My only issue that I have with Stahl's I enjoy the products. It's not the best impression that I've had since owning one thus far. It's worked very, very great up until this point where that happened, and I'm trying to figure out how do you spend $2,500 on something and it hasn't even lasted a year before it needs to be completely gutted and rebuilt. That's what I was kind of upset about. But I will say that their customer service and their customer support, absolutely top notch. They will not leave you hanging, no matter how annoying you are. To get them to fix something, they're not going to treat you like crap and basically try to get out of fixing your machine or not paying you or whatever it is. So again, they got it fixed. My gripe from a consumer standpoint is that when something happens, right? When something happens, it's great to have customer support for one, right? It's always great. Customer support, great. But as a consumer, as a customer who spent that much money, you would think, right? You spent your money on this. You would think that if something happened and it went down, that you would be able to get up and running fairly quickly, get another unit out, something. But their warranty process means that, yes, you have warranty, but it has to be approved through them to get you a new machine. You can't just be like, hey, look, my machine is dead. It won't turn on. What do I need to do? And they'd be like, oh, we're just gonna send you a new machine. No, that's not how it works, unfortunately. Obviously from their standpoint, you save more money not having to just ship out a completely new press, but it could be something that is as simple as switching a wire. I get it. But I was just very disappointed that after a week, even after installing the parts, after a week, that the damn thing it was still broken. Like that is what made me mad, was that it was still broken, man. And I'm just like, what the fudge? And so, you know, I know they had to been kind of upset with me, because I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, look, whatever y'all got to do. In my head, what I thought was happening was, I thought that they were trying to avoid having to fix my machine on their dime, even though I have 2 years of warranty. I simply made it very clear, I will send you this machine back. I don't want any part of it. Just send me a machine that works. That's all I wanted, right? So, in the end, it worked. It was fine. But I would highly suggest, if you're gonna buy any Stahl's Hottronics device, I would suggest buying it through a third-party company, like Pro World. What's the other one? I buy my vinyl from them all the time, and I'm catching a blank. But Pro World comes to mind. There's another place where I get all of my vinyl from usually. But yeah, a place like Pro World. What's the other one that sells heat presses? Heat Press Nation. Try to get something through them, because what happens is, if you buy through like Pro World, for example, Pro World will automatically give you a Pro World 1-year warranty for buying that Hottronics product, right? In addition to that, Hottronics or Stahl's automatically gives you a factory warranty. So when you buy through a third-party vendor like Pro World, now you have an active 2-year warranty. You have active 2-year warranty. So it works out pretty well if you do it that way. But yeah, you know, I like Stahl's. I like their products. A little disappointed on the way this one came out, but you know, we're gonna see what we can do pretty soon here to make sure that we stay up and running. I need to get heat presses are on back order right now, man. They are on back order like freaking helium hotspot miners are on back order. So I have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait for a little bit until I'm sponsored by a company, Heat Press Warehouse, and they're gonna get me something as soon as they get some stuff in. I did see my man Stan Banks over there at a T-shirt side hustle posted up a video on Instagram that was so dope. He got the new Jocko double fucking heat press, bro. I was like, what? I need that, son. I need it. I honestly, if I got that, I have no idea what the hell I would do with it. The Stahl's, the Fusion IQ is so big. I have it on one part of my workbench and it sits there. It's so heavy. So I don't even know what I would do with another one. If I did have another one, it just needs to be there just in case. So I'm trying to get one through my sponsor whenever they come back in stock, and just so I can always have one on standby in case something like this happens, guys. I'm telling you, it can really seriously derail you. I was at the point where I had to, for my full color heat designs, my full color designs, I had to outsource that shit through like through POD, print on demand, if people don't know, because I had no other alternatives. I had no other alternatives. And what that meant for me was that I lost money, because the way I have my stuff set up for most of my shirts, the way they're set up is I execute the order, I create the order, I ship it out. It wasn't built with print on demand in mind. You know, when you go print on demand, they'll do everything for you for like 20 bucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that cuts your margins is so slim that you know, you might as well, they might as well just be paying themselves, because it's very, very hard with print on demand to make money unless you are doing a lot of volume. You know, there's a lot of people that do print on demand that sell $6 shirts, but they're selling so many of them that they don't really miss that budget, because they budgeted with their intent on print on demand. If they did that themselves, they'd be making so much more money. So my business is not designed to be around print on demand. It's not designed that way at the moment. I eventually would like to go into that route, but I don't necessarily mind making shirts. Again, this is like my job. I love it. It's my job. So it's what I want to do all day, every day. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, guys, sorry to talk your ear off, but yes, Stahl's Hottronics, it failed on me. They came through, helped me out, make sure that I was getting everything done right, and it's working again. So kudos to Stahl's for helping me out and standing behind their product. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be glad to tell you more about heat press products and what might fit best for you if spending $2,500 is not in the real option at this point in your business or your hustle. So anyways, catch you in the next one. Peace.